Live
on Instagram and Facebook. What's going on, guys? It's been a while since we've done a Lunchbox podcast, but it's a beautiful day.
Yes.
Right now, you can see it right now, actually. See how beautiful it is out here.
It is gorgeous.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Gotta love Seattle when it's nice out.
Yeah.
When it's shit out, I fucking hate it. You know
It's
what
my
I mean?
favorite place. Yeah.
You're just like,
It's my favorite place, man. This weather is why I could never leave. I mean, I enjoy it when it's snowing and when it's raining too.
for sure.
But it's like, God, that long stint of rain that we had, that was just weeks, and it never let up. It was like, it's amazing that we didn't, drown just walking around.
There was
turkey.
so much precipitation this year. It wasn't even like a whole lot of rain. There was just a lot of precipitation.
Yeah.
Even with like misting and the subtle rain.
Texas got a lot of snow.
Still getting snow.
Yeah.
They were getting snow the other day.
They were getting snow the same weekend that we went camping last weekend. It was like a couple days before. Stevens Pass was absolutely covered, like blizzard.
June.
And then just the other weekend.
Well, I'm trying to say, but we're almost in June now,
yeah,
and we're still dealing with snow in some
Yeah.
places. Whereas last year? No, this was a couple years when it snowed in April. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dude, it was
Yeah,
like wow.
that was a few years ago before I moved to Arizona.
We were what were we just talking about before? We were talking about planting and
Yeah.
fruits and veggies.
We were
and
just
shit.
thinking about because I planted like I was saying, I planted some onion and garlic last year, some shallot, like bunching onions. And the garlic, I was telling you, the garlic died right away. And the onions lasted, and then they ended up kind of slowly dying.
Right.
I just didn't get around to using them,
Right.
Unfortunately. But I want to grow some bulbing onions. But you were saying that you had like an acre.
Well, I have a bunch of property in California my parents still live on.
Yeah.
So within a decent amount of space where I wasn't going above and beyond, because I was doing most of the gardening myself or whatnot, I kept it within about an acre's worth of farming. But I had corn, sunflowers, zucchini, peppers, you name it, I had it all. And again, I didn't
Do you have them
know.
all separated on like different plots?
Yeah. Oh,
in it,
yeah. I
or
have
is it all kind of
pictures.
okay.
I'll have to find the
'Cause,
pictures.
like my aunt and uncle have a garden too, but everything's kind of next to each other except the pumpkins. They're off in another part of the yard,
Right.
but everything. Because I've heard that you're supposed to keep everything pretty separate, depending on like there's some plants that grow really well together and right next to each other, but there's other ones that you have to keep separate because of the pH and everything.
I separated
I don't know
everything
shit about
in
it.
categories because I'm freaking anal about shit sometimes,
Oh, there you go.
and
Yeah.
I'm super OCD. So
Yeah.
each one had its own spot, and it had its own row. So I would do peppers,
Okay.
I would do tomatoes, I would do like cucumbers.
Well, yeah, you don't want to
zucchinis.
scatter everything. Like
No,
that.
no, no,
You wanna
definitely
keep
not.
Everything close.
I mean, I could literally
but I
probably
just
map
mean
it out.
like would you put the corn right next to the tomatoes or the
No.
potatoes right next to the
I gapped everything.
strawberries or whatever? You know what I mean?
I made it where I could almost like a two-person path in between, like where
Okay.
my corn was.
So that's what
and
most
my
people do.
veggies.
Is they at least have rows like that, but it's like on the same row. If you don't fill out an entire row of the corn,
Right.
then do you just like let's say you filled out 3/4 of the row and you have that quarter left? What do you put next to it? What's going to grow well next to the corn? Like
Right.
potatoes or strawberries or?
I keep it within
Pumpkins
how I'm
or
feeding them. So
zucchini?
like things that need like a higher pH or a higher acidic level in like their ground and
There you
things, I would do it separate. So I would keep
Yeah.
peppers and tomatoes in the same category next to the corn, and then I would split off and do some other things that kind of trickled out because I had like a
Yeah.
tier system.
Carrots and potatoes next to
It would
each other.
tier down. You're right, and
Yeah.
I would just kind of tier down, and then I had at the very bottom. I kept my pumpkins down below just because they sucked up so much water, and a lot of time all the water that would run down the hill anyways, I wouldn't have to do a whole lot of watering because it would
Right.
still like suck it up. So
Yeah,
I was
there you go.
trying to utilize
See,
as much as I had. At
That
the same
stuff
time.
interests the hell out of me.
I love growing.
Not enough to
It's so satisfying.
keep growing, like trying again this year. I want to do some bulbing onions, like I was saying, but I'd like to do. You're saying you're growing cilantro?
Right now I got some cilantro. I
Yeah.
did the strawberries thing. What else do I have?
Have you had those pineapple strawberries?
No.
They're little like white strawberries.
I haven't tried those
And
yet.
when they're ripe, they're white. And
They taste like pineapple.
yeah,
They're
they're kind of
citrusy?
they're citrusy like
Right.
pineapple. So it's like strawberry, but a little bit of citrus in there too.
So it's a hybrid,
Pretty
and I
good.
wonder what they mixed it with to get the pineapple
I don't know.
flavoring out
I
of
don't
it.
know.
That's interesting.
Well, I don't know if it's a hybrid. Like I don't know.
Well-
There's some stuff. There's some fruit out there that just that's naturally how it occurred.
I'll have
you
to
know?
check that out.
I don't know.
I'll have
I
to
never
look
heard
more
of
into
them
that.
before, and Molly was like, "Oh my god."
Interesting. If I could have a day job, it would be farming. Totally. I totally reaped the benefits at the end of it. But again, I did it in such a way where I had so much, I had to give a lot of it away.
Yeah.
There's only so much that I do, and I wasn't planning on doing like a farmer's market and just selling all the stuff that I was growing, which I should have in hindsight, just because I had so much and so many people could just enjoy it as well. Rather than, I'm not trying to make a fortune off.
Well,
it.
that's what I was saying about having when you can do it from seeds or even from starts if you can get them cheap enough. But seeds they seem to be so cheap, and you get so many of them at a time now.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them grow
No.
from the seeds and everything, but it's when you know what I mean. You take a few seeds and I feel like seeds are so inexpensive that you can buy a bunch of them to
Yeah.
like increase your odds of growing some, and then at the end of it you're gonna have a bunch, so you can just give some away or sell them or anything. Like there's a guy that stops. I think his Farmer Bob. He goes. Of course, his name is Farmer Bob. Right.
Right. It's fitting. Why is
He's at
everybody
the Skycomish Skycomish Deli or something like that. It's right in Skycomish, right
Oh,
there.
okay.
Anyway, he has a farm over in like Yakima or something like that. And he's got a bunch of peaches and cherries and apples and blah blah blah.
Right.
And he brings his truck up because he tries to sell them as much as he can, but if he can't sell them to like regular buyers, then he brings them to Skycomish there and just sets up on the
And
side of the
offloads
freeway and then just sells them like by the flat.
Yeah.
Everything, or you could just buy one at a time. But we always get cherries and they're so good.
I used to have a cherry tree. It was a pit cherry, not a super sweet one, but it was really good for pies because of the
Yeah.
texture and the consistency of them.
Yeah.
They worked out real good.
Yeah.
I'm such a Johnny Appleseed though, because I liked the whole aspect of putting a seed in the ground and watching it grow. I didn't do any starts ahead of time and then
Right.
threw them in there. I just was like, fuck it, let's just see what happens. So I had everything set up, and then on the other side I had my weed growing at the same time. So
There you
I
go.
literally had everything that I needed all
Right.
within the same like
Yeah, like infused, they start crossbreeding and everything. That's
some weed nipples or
Right.
it's something
Some wapples.
some wapples, some
Wapples
weird
and
crossbreed.
Yeah,
Like, man, this freaking cherry tastes like grape
wapples
ape.
and oranges.
Yeah, oneses.
Oranges.
No, that'd be fun
So
to do some more. And like I said, that's like my ideal job is the farming. It's kind of in my blood. My grandfather did it.
Yeah.
On my mom's side. And
yeah,
things. So
I gotta
it's
wait
just-
until I have a yard before I can start actually trying to.
right.
I mean, I could start with herbs and small stuff like grow an onion
Mhm.
or 2 or 3 onions or something like that in their own pot. So we only got so much space on our deck right now.
What you could do is get a smaller greenhouse too. They make little
That's what I
smaller
was saying,
compact
we have
greenhouses.
so much. Well, yeah, I guess it could fit in the corner.
Oh, dude, I'll show you, dude. I got some
Yeah.
good ones that
You got those topsy-turvy things too. You can grow tomatoes in.
those work really well.
Whatever. I know.
I
Yeah,
dig
Sean
'em.
and Tiffany have one.
I dig them.
But,
I like being able to go outside and smoke and then be like, oh, strawberry. Yes. Yeah. Don't eat that
Yeah.
golden apple. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck what
right.
Jesus said. I'm eating that apple.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
So, all right, let's wrap it up. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Burrito.
I'm nachoing it today. Steak
I
nachos.
still haven't gotten the nachos. They look good. I like that cheese sauce. That's what really is interesting.
So
to me.
delish. And I like how I put my hand over the camera there. I do like doing this lunch.
I love the nachos because they're so delicious.
Our lunchbox edition for
love
lunchtime.
nachos.
Now we're gonna go.
What if we
eat.
did? What if we put the
Can we?
cameras like up it?
Is that weird?
Is that weird for y'all? No.
Bye guys.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.